Chosen one, listen closely. Your presence here is no accident, and it is far more than chance. Every step that brought you to this moment has been guided by the hand of God. The Holy Spirit has drawn you here because you are standing at the threshold of a life-changing breakthrough. What you are about to receive is not merely encouragement. It is a prophetic reminder that the season of scarcity is coming to an end, and a season of divine increase has already begun. Scripture reminds us in Deuteronomy 8:18 that the Lord is the one who gives the ability to create wealth so that his covenant may be fulfilled. That promise is not distant or forgotten. It is alive and active over your life today. Every hardship you have endured, every battle you fought in silence, and every tear no one else witnessed has served a greater purpose. None of it was meaningless. God has been preparing your heart for the blessings He is now ready to release. This moment has been arranged by heaven itself. It is not random, and it is not ordinary. The windows of heaven are opening, and God is directing favor, provision, and unexpected opportunities toward you. If you have been praying for confirmation, consider this your answer. Lift your eyes with expectation and believe that what once seemed impossible is now within God's reach. The dry season is fading away. New doors are unlocking before you. The divine transfer has already begun to unfold. You were chosen for this hour, and your destiny is beginning to rise. Step forward with unwavering faith, knowing that God has gone ahead of you. Chosen one. Take a moment to quiet your heart and receive what heaven is speaking. This is more than a message. It is a divine encounter prepared specifically for you. If you sense your spirit awakening as these words reach you, do not dismiss it. God has appointed this very moment for a reason. Respond in faith instead of hesitation. As an expression of your belief, type the number 99 inches, the comments. The number is a reminder of the shepherd who leaves the 99 to seek the one who is precious to him. Today, you are that one. You are called, set apart, and deeply loved by God. What you are about to hear is not simply another message. It is a series of prophetic signs revealing how God places certain people in your life, not merely for temporary comfort, but to help fulfill the purpose and destiny He has prepared for you. This is not about fleeting chemistry or shallow attraction. This is about alignment with eternal purpose. If you have ever wondered why a bond will not die, why their name returns in your prayers, or why silence feels heavy with unfinished pages, it is because the story is not finished. Sign 1. Repeated encounters are not random. You may have convinced yourself it is over. You told your heart, I am free. I am moving on. Yet somehow, when you least expect it, their presence reappears. A random scroll and their face stares back. A dream jolts you awake with their name. A chance meeting happens in a place you never planned. These are not glitches. They are divine fingerprints. I know this because I walked through it. There was a time I thought God had closed the book. I tried to bury every feeling, to silence every memory. Yet, just when I thought it was over, reminders came through unexpected conversations, sudden encounters, quiet whispers in prayer. At first, I brushed it off as coincidence. But over time, I saw the truth. Heaven was speaking in patterns. God does not always shout. More often He whispers through timing, through subtle choreography that feels ordinary but strikes your spirit. That is why life seems to keep pulling you back. Not because you are weak, but because purpose never expires. Purpose waits until the appointed hour. Understand this. Divine connections are rarely convenient. They hide inside awkward moments and unusual timings. You meet when you least expect in places that seem unimportant. Yet in the unseen, these are checkpoints from heaven. Each one is a reminder that the assignment still lives. Separation becomes training. Silence sharpen, patience. Delay builds strength. And when heaven says now, the paths will align with precision. Have you noticed how even the smallest interaction feels weighty? A simple hello carries echoes you cannot explain. A glance feels charged with recognition. Even silence speaks like a secret language of the spirit. This is not nostalgia. It is heaven's reminder that something is unfinished. But here is the warning. Chosen one. Not every intense pull is divine. Discernment is your safeguard. When it is God, the encounter does not leave you confused. Even if questions remain, peace lingers. A whisper rises within. There is more. That is why this message found you. These encounters are not interruptions. They are invitations. Prophetic rehearsals for what heaven is preparing. And when God is about to release something, the signals always intensify. Expect the unexpected. Prepare your spirit. Stay awake. Chosen one. This was never random. And in the next sign, you will see how their very presence awakens your calling. Chosen one. Now we go deeper. You have seen how repeated encounters are not random. But let me unveil the second prophetic marker. Sign 2. Their presence awakens your spirit. This is not about butterflies. This is not about shallow emotion. This is about ignition. Soul fire that sparks without effort. There are people who make you feel wanted. People who entertain. People who distract. But then there are rare souls whose very presence shifts the atmosphere. When they enter the room, you think clearer. Your prayers grow bolder. Your heart, once scattered, suddenly aligns with heaven's blueprint. Chosen one. That is not emotional dependency. That is spiritual activation. I know this truth in my own life. Years ago, I met someone whose words were few, yet every moment near them sharpened me. My prayer life deepened. Dreams I had buried began to breathe again. It wasn't charm. It wasn't attraction. It was alignment. Their presence was a mirror reflecting back the version of myself God had always seen. I realized then some connections are less about comfort and more about calling. Understand this. God doesn't send everyone to soothe you. Some he sends to wake you up, to remind you of promises you've silenced, to reignite visions you thought were gone. They don't have to preach a sermon. They don't even have to say much at all. Their very energy disrupts stagnation and pulls the warrior, the intercessor, the visionary back to the surface. Chosen one. Have you felt it around them? You remember who you are. Not the version shaped by trauma. Not the version defined by others. But the one heaven whispered into existence before you were born. That is kingdom alignment. This isn't just chemistry, because chemistry fades. This is covenant. When heaven forges a connection, it is designed to outlast feelings and to propel you into destiny. And here's the mystery. This activation is not one-sided. When God aligns two souls, both are elevated. You experience divine synergy like two flames that burn brighter together. Your prayers feel heavier, your dreams gain momentum, your faith expands. This is not dependency. This is interdependence designed for kingdom impact. But be warned, such a connection will not always feel safe emotionally. Sometimes their presence will challenge you, not through harsh words, but by carrying such clarity of purpose that you feel convicted to rise higher. It can be uncomfortable, yet it is sacred, for it is in discomfort that God does his greatest work. Think about it. The right person will not lull you into apathy. They will stir you out of complacency. They will remind you of prayers you stopped praying, of promises you thought were lost. That is how you know it is a God-ordained bond, even in silence, even without touch. Their presence sharpens your focus on him. You feel enlarged, not diminished. And maybe this is why the enemy fought so fiercely to separate you. Because hell knows what happens when two chosen ones stand side by side, aligned in purpose, together. They become unstoppable. Chosen one. This isn't emotion. It's frequency. It's heaven's signal calling you higher. This is only the beginning. In the next sign, you will see why even silence, distance, and time cannot break what was written in heaven before you were born. Chosen one. Open your heart wide, because what I am about to share will shift the way you see everything. Sign 3. The bond survives time, silence, and distance. Most human connections are fragile. They wither when there is no constant communication. They crumble after a misunderstanding. They fade when distance stretches too far. But when God is the author, the bond does not break. It matures. It deepens. It survives what should have destroyed it. I know this in my own life. There were seasons where months passed with no word spoken, where miles stretched between me and someone heaven had linked me to. Logically, it should have dissolved. By every natural measure, the connection should have disappeared. But then, out of nowhere, a memory resurfaced. A dream disrupted my night, or an unexpected message arrived. It wasn't nostalgia. It wasn't weakness. It was spirit, recognizing spirit. Chosen one. When God forges a bond, time does not diminish it. Silence does not kill it. Distance cannot erase it. Instead, those very factors become tools of refinement. God allows separation to strengthen patience. He allows silence to sharpen discernment. He allows distance to prove that purpose is not dependent on proximity. Think of it this way. Fragile ties need constant validation. Texts, reassurances, daily proof. But divine connections are sustained in the unseen. Even without constant interaction, the tether remains. Your spirits stay in dialogue. Even when your mouths do not. Your assignments intertwine in the spirit, even when your paths diverge on earth. That is why, chosen one, you feel the pulse of that bond even after years apart. This is not obsession. This is prophetic endurance. God is training you to recognize resilience. When the world says it's over, the Spirit whispers, "Not yet." And when heaven whispers, you cannot ignore it. Do not mistake the silence for abandonment. Do not misread the distance as death. God is often most active in the unseen. He works in the pauses. He prepares in the gaps. He refines both you and them on separate journeys, but always moving toward collision at the appointed time. And here is the revelation. If the bond has survived storms, misunderstandings, and long seasons of absence, It is because the assignment is still alive. What was planted was not meant for convenience. It was designed for impact. Heaven does not waste connection. If it lives for purpose. Chosen one. Recognize what the enemy tries to do here. He will use time to breed doubt. He will use silence to plant fear. He will use distance to whisper lies. But remember, God does not need noise to prove himself. He moves in quiet, invisible ways. And when the appointed moment comes, he reconnects what he preserved, not as a repeat of the past, but as a rebirth into purpose, that bond you feel pulsing inside, the one you cannot shake, is not a ghost of the past. It is a seed planted for the future. It has been buried, not destroyed. And in the season of alignment, it will sprout again. Stay with me. Chosen one. Because the next sign will reveal why this connection is not just about companionship, but about pushing you into your divine calling. Chosen one. Lean closer, because this next revelation will shift how you measure every relationship in your life. Sign 4. They push you toward your calling, not away from it. Not everyone who loves you is aligned with your destiny. Some people come to comfort your wounds. Others enter only to distract you. Their presence may feel sweet in the moment, but over time you notice something subtle happening. Your prayer life weakens. Your vision blurs. Your hunger for gold fades. That is the fruit of a connection rooted in the flesh. But when God ordains a bond, the opposite happens. It doesn't numb you. It ignites you. I know because I have lived this. There was someone in my journey whose presence stirred something in me I didn't even know was asleep. Around them, I couldn't stay small. My prayers stretched. My dreams expanded. My courage grew sharper. It wasn't because they pressured me. It was because their very being carried the fragrance of purpose. They reminded me of who I was called to be. Chosen one. When God sends someone, they don't allow you to settle. They will not co-sign your excuses. They will not let you shrink beneath your anointing. Instead, they call forth the leader, the warrior, the visionary within you. They become like a mirror, reflecting not your weaknesses, but your God-given strength. You may not always like it because they stir you out of comfort zones, but the discomfort is sacred. It is heaven's tool for growth. Notice this. Around the wrong person, you feel drained, distracted, diminished. Around the right one, you feel enlarged, even convicted to rise. They don't have to lecture you. Their passion alone reignites yours. Their pursuit of purpose awakens your own. That is not chemistry. That is covenant. Think of iron sharpening iron. Sparks fly, but strength emerges. The one God sends will refine you. They are not there to be your escape. They are there to be your alignment force. Sometimes they may feel less like a romantic dream and more like a divine catalyst. But chosen one, that is the very proof. It is God. Because fairy tales may soothe you, but kingdom partnerships transform you even when distance separates you. Their influence lingers. You hear their voice echo in your decisions. You sense their presence as a standard that keeps pulling you higher. Once awakened by such a connection, you cannot go back to small thinking or shallow prayers. The bar has been raised, and deep down, you know you were designed to live at that higher level. Chosen one. Realize why the warfare around this bond has been so fierce. The enemy does not fear feelings. He fears impact. If two people aligned in purpose ever stand, their union becomes a weapon of mass restoration. That is why you have felt so much resistance, because hell sees the potential even before you do. So do not confuse their challenge as rejection. Do not mistake your discomfort as danger. It is a sign that you are being sharpened, prepared, provoked to walk as the true version of yourself. When God sends a person, they don't make you feel safe, so you can hide. They make you feel sent, so you can rise. And now, chosen one. Stay with me, because the next sign reveals the ultimate key, why your mission and their mission are divinely intertwined, carrying weight far beyond personal happiness, impacting generations to come. Chosen one. You've seen how God confirms his hand through encounters, awakenings, endurance, and refinement. Now we arrive at the ultimate key. Sign 5. Your mission and their mission are intertwined. Heaven never forges connections just to satisfy loneliness. God is strategics. He aligns lives for kingdom impact. Long before you knew their name, before you ever crossed paths, a blueprint was already written in eternity. 2 callings, 2 journeys, 2 assignments that fit together like sacred puzzle pieces. This bond was never about filling a void in your heart. It was always about fulfilling a divine mandate on earth. I know this in my own life. There was someone whose strengths complemented my weaknesses, whose courage covered my hesitation, whose faith balanced my doubt. It wasn't romance that marked it. It was recognition. I realized we were stronger together, not because of emotion, but because our missions overlapped in ways only heaven could design. Chosen one. This is divine interdependence, not dependency born of fear, but alignment birthed from God's agenda. The very areas where you feel weak, they carry strength. The dreams you've been afraid to pursue, they carry courage. The wounds you thought disqualified you, they carry balm, not just for you, but for others who will be touched by your union. This is how heaven multiplies influence. Understand this. When God intertwines 2 missions, he's not thinking about comfort zones. He's thinking about legacies, about generations, about territories being claimed for the kingdom. Together, you don't just form a couple, you form a spiritual force field. Your testimonies merge, your battles converge, your victories multiply. This connection was never meant for mere survival. It was designed for corporate revival, and maybe now you see why this bond feels irreplaceable. No matter who comes along, nothing carries the same weight. It's because this connection wasn't birthed in human desire. It was birthed in eternity's archives. God's handwriting is all over it. And because it carries generational consequence, the process has been meticulous. That's why the timing feels frustrating. That's why it's taken so long. Heaven will not allow this to unfold prematurely. Chosen one. Reflect for a moment. Every delay, every separation, every painful pruning season, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation. God refused to unite you while wounds remained unhealed or while your spirits were misaligned. He was refining you both separately, building pillars strong enough to carry the weight of your joint assignment. And here is the mystery. The enemy knew this. That's why the warfare around this connection has been so relentless. Because when 2 chosen ones stand together, their alignment becomes a portal for strategies straight from heaven to manifest on earth. They don't just love each other, they amplify each other's anointing. They cover blind spots. They become heaven's answer to problems not yet seen. Chosen one. When God merges missions, He is thinking beyond personal happiness. He's thinking about the lives you'll impact, the chains you'll break, the nations you'll influence. That is why it feels so sacred, so weighty, so irreplaceable. Because it is not about what is comfortable, it is about what is eternal. Now, as this final sign settles in your spirit, you realize you're not obsessive. You're spiritually aware. You've been sensing heaven's design all along. A kingdom alliance wrapped in divine timing. Stay with me, chosen one. Because in the conclusion, you will see why God's delays are never denials, and why, when He moves, He does it with glory, precision, and unstoppable purpose. Chosen one, this moment you are standing in is not a coincidence. Everything you've just heard, every sign, every whisper, every revelation was not random information. It was a prophetic unveiling, a reminder that heaven has been orchestrating things behind the scenes from the very beginning, even in your doubts, even in your confusion, even in your silent prayers. The hand of God has been steady. The encounters you thought were chance, the dreams that kept interrupting your nights, the bond that refused to die. All of it was part of a sacred design, a blueprint sketched in eternity before you ever took your first breath. You are not imagining it. You are not weak for feeling it. You are not foolish for discerning it. You are being called deeper. Chosen one, God has not been silent. He has been strategic. He has been preparing you in ways you didn't even recognize. Every delay, every separation, every hidden season was not meant to punish you, but to prepare you. What looked like stillness was divine positioning. What felt like silence was holy recalibration. Heaven was refining you for this exact moment of clarity. The connection you sense is not entertainment for your emotions. It is an ignition for your mission. Heaven does not tether souls to keep them trapped in longing. Heaven brings the right people together to fulfill divine purposes. What you are experiencing in this season is not the closing chapter of your journey. It is the beginning of a heavenly assignment unfolding before your eyes. Through my own walk with God, I discovered that what seemed like delays were never signs of abandonment. The moments of silence I once questioned were actually the times when God was shaping my heart, strengthening my faith, and preparing me to carry the blessings He had already promised. Chosen one, the same is true for you. This is the season where your eyes are opening. This is the confirmation you have been seeking. For so long you have asked God for direction, and now He is responding. The connection that continues to stir something deep within your spirit is not a distraction meant to pull you away. It is a divine invitation leading you toward the purpose Heaven has prepared specifically for your life. Right now, I encourage you to make a declaration of faith. Type these words in the comments. I recognize the signs. That simple act is more than a personal response. It becomes a testimony released into the atmosphere. Your willingness to declare your faith may become the very encouragement another chosen one has been praying to receive. Sometimes one person's obedience becomes the light that helps someone else finally recognize God's direction. Never forget that this moment reaches far beyond your emotions or unanswered questions. What is taking place is part of God's greater plan. Heaven is arranging people, moments, and opportunities with eternal purpose in mind. The impact of your obedience will extend further than you can presently imagine, touching lives and generations yet to come. That is why you must refuse to surrender to fear, uncertainty, or hesitation. God is calling you to stand, to trust, and to move forward with confidence. Chosen one, let these words settle deeply within your heart. When something is established by God, it does not disappear with time. It grows stronger. It becomes clearer. Every piece falls into its proper place according to His perfect timing. And when that appointed moment finally arrives, no obstacle, no opposition, and no delay has the authority to prevent what God has ordained. Stay with me, because what comes next is more than the conclusion of this message. It is an invitation for your spirit to awaken to a new level of prophetic purpose and divine understanding. Chosen one, lift your eyes and open your spirit. What is happening in your life right now is not a coincidence. It is a convergence. Heaven has been aligning pieces you could not see, arranging encounters you could not predict, and guarding a bond you could not destroy. You are standing at the edge of something supernatural, and the weight of this moment is holy. You must understand, this is not simply about a connection between two people. It is about heaven's agenda unfolding on earth. The delays you endured, the battles you fought, the separations that seemed unbearable. None of it was wasted. God was weaving something eternal. Every unanswered prayer was a lesson. Every tear you shed was a seed. And now those seeds are breaking the soil, sprouting into visible evidence of divine timing. Chosen one, hear this with your whole being. The bond heaven protects does not weaken under pressure. It strengthens. What survived distance, silence, and misunderstanding will become unshakable when God says the time is right. And that time is drawing near. You may have felt overlooked. You may have thought the story was finished. But heaven is declaring, this is only the beginning. I know what it feels like to wait without clarity. I know what it feels like to hold on to a whisper when logic tells you to let go. I've walked through seasons where nothing seemed to add up, where silence mocked my faith. Yet, every single time, God proved that His silence was not absence, but strategy. And when He finally moved, it was sudden, undeniable, unstoppable. Chosen one, that is the season you are entering now. This is why your spirit has been restless. This is why no substitute has satisfied you. Because when God has chosen a bond, He does not allow counterfeits to fill the space. He allows only refinement until the real thing can stand in its full glory. That is why you cannot shake this. That is why you are hearing this message today. So what do you do now? You position yourself. You prepare your heart. You keep your oil filled like the wise virgins in the parable. You do not chase. You do not force. You do not manipulate. You align. You trust. You surrender. Because when heaven orchestrates, all you must do is be ready to say yes. Chosen one, let these words engrave themselves upon your soul. If it is from God, it will return. If it is from God, it will align. If it is from God, it will be unstoppable. Do not let fear write your story. Do not let impatience sabotage your destiny. You are closer than you think. The shift is already happening. The unseen has already moved in your favor. And now I urge you, declare it boldly in the comments. Still chosen. Still aligned. This is your stamp of faith. Your agreement with heaven. Each declaration builds an atmosphere where miracles manifest. You are not just typing words. You are releasing prophecy into your own future. Chosen one, your story is not behind you. Your story is rising in front of you. And when God completes it, every delay will make sense. Every tear will testify. Every moment of waiting will be redeemed in glory. Stay with me, because in the final section we will seal this word with prophetic activation that will awaken boldness, clarity, and unstoppable faith within you. Chosen one, as this message draws to a close, I want you to pause and feel the weight of where you are right now. You are not here by accident. Heaven scheduled this moment to awaken you, to realign you, and to remind you that the story of your life is still unfolding under divine authorship. The signs you've heard today are not random. They are confirmations that what you've been sensing, what you've been wrestling with in silence is, in fact, the voice of God guiding you. This is more than emotion. This is more than longing. This is about destiny. The bond that has refused to die is not an accident of memory. It is a seed planted in eternity. Every season of waiting, every stretch of silence, every distance that seemed impossible to cross was not punishment. It was preparation. God has been using all of it to shape you into someone strong enough, healed enough, and faithful enough to carry the weight of what He is about to release. Chosen one, do not despise the waiting. Do not curse the silence. These were tools in God's hand. His silence was strategy. His delay was design. His timing has been precise. And when He moves, it will be swift, undeniable, and unstoppable. That is why you cannot shake this connection, why your spirit refuses to forget. Because heaven has not forgotten. Heaven has preserved it. This connection was never about shallow comfort. It was about eternal consequence. God intertwines missions, not just hearts. When He aligns two chosen ones, He is thinking of legacies, generations, territories that will be reclaimed for His kingdom. That is why this bond feels so heavy. That is why no substitute has ever satisfied you. It carries the fingerprints of eternity. So, what must you do now? Posture yourself in faith. Stand tall in expectancy. Do not shrink into doubt. Lift your voice and declare your agreement with heaven. Write boldly in the comments, I receive alignment. I am still chosen. These are not just words. They are prophetic seeds. Every seed you plant in faith becomes a harvest in due season. Your declaration marks you, and heaven responds. And don't keep this word locked inside. Share it with the person God placed on your heart while you listened. You may be the instrument heaven uses to bring clarity and confirmation into their life. Your obedience could ignite the awakening of another chosen one. Above all, carry this refrain like a banner over your soul. If it is from God, it will return. If it is from God, it will align. If it is from God, it will be unstoppable. Let it echo in you until it becomes unshakable faith. Chosen one. This is your Kairos moment. Your appointed time. The delay is over. The season of preparation has reached its fulfillment. A new chapter is unfolding before you. And heaven is inviting you to enter it with courage and unwavering faith. Move forward with confidence, knowing that you were created for this very moment. The purpose God placed within you is coming alive. And no power on earth or in the spiritual realm can prevent what He has already established. Chosen one. Receive this promise with an open heart. This is not just another ordinary day. This is your appointed moment. The time heaven has prepared specifically for you. The spiritual atmosphere has already shifted in your favor. The connection you have sensed and the signs you have recognized are evidence that God's divine work is already unfolding. You are no longer waiting for favor to arrive. You are stepping directly into the favor that has been prepared for you. You no longer have to search for divine alignment because you are already standing within it. Lift your eyes. Chosen one. Long before your first breath, God designed every detail of your purpose. No delay, no resistance, and no plan of the enemy can overturn what the Lord has spoken over your life. This connection was never meant to awaken temporary emotions. It was sent to awaken your calling, strengthen your purpose, and bring forth the person God always intended you to become. You are entering a season of divine assignment, walking into the destiny prepared for you and the partnerships that heaven has ordained to leave an impact for generations. I speak God's blessing over your life today. May your spiritual vision become clearer. May your faith remain unshakable. May every promise God has hidden within your journey blossom at exactly the right time. Continue forward with gratitude, because opportunities are already appearing and the harvest God promised is drawing near. Remain faithful in this season. Keep your heart prepared and your spirit filled with the presence of God. Stay aligned with His direction and continue to follow where His anointing leads. Chosen one. Confirm this message by declaring in the comments, I recognize the signs. Share these words with someone who may also be waiting for their awakening. Never forget this truth: when something is born from God's purpose, it will return in His timing. It will fall perfectly into place, and nothing will have the power to stop it. Go forward now. Anointed one, walk with boldness, confidence, and peace, knowing that heaven has already prepared the path before you. Your destiny is waiting. Your calling is unfolding, and the God who began this work in you will faithfully bring it to completion.